girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Are you afraid of the dark? Are you scared? I am you.
I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I give in to the lesser fight. My body aches to be satisfied. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes. I'm reaching out for the easy high. Please fortify this strength of mine. My weakness comes and goes. My weakness comes and goes.
Okie dokie. What is up, everybody? We are back and we are more alive than ever. We have got that sweet CS meat to beat the heat here tonight on OSS Season 8. We've got a promotion match, as a matter of fact, here for round 4. It is Team Aether versus Padding Egos. I, of course, am Andrew Big D Morrow, and tonight I'm joined by a fresh face here on the OSS channel, Mr. Ya Boy Storm. How are we doing out here today, Storm?
I'm doing great, and frankly, I love Team Aether's reaction in the chat to your intro.
What'd they say?
Just immediate question marks.
We got that sweet CS meat to beat the heat. What's confusing about that? You don't like that? I think you love that. It is a little bright in this room, isn't it? We could try to.
Dude, you are so exposed.
I'm getting washed out. I mean, I'm pale as a ghost to begin with, so.
So am I, but frankly, my lighting's doing okay.
Yeah, we're not in our normal spot here. Maybe that makes it a little bit better.
Or maybe the window is open.
We can. That's what I'm saying, Fart. We can go brighter. Watch this. We got something behind us here. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
no.
Anyway, we've got these two teams going at it tonight. Team Aether and Padding Egos. What do you know about these teams here, Storm?
Well, I do know Aether has been a very strong contender in the ECA Advanced season. They were in the top 12 in playoffs for the season. They're a very strong team. Few FPL players, FPL players. Honestly, they're really aimed to be the stronger team for this matchup. Obviously, Padding Egos are on a really good start for this offseason as well. A lot to really look forward to in terms of the gameplay. Obviously, with our map lineup starting on Anubis, and then Nuke and Mirage, I feel like this one has a lot of potential to really become a great series if it goes the length.
I think so as well. And Padding Egos have been making a run in this OSS season, doing a pretty good job here. I do want to make a note as well. Team Aether is playing in playing with a stand-in tonight. Now that being said, Zombie is the player. So I don't know if you're familiar with Zombie, but Zombie's been around the block for a while.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's definitely been an ECL, former Take Flight player when Take Flight was in ECL for season 48. Definitely a strong presence. So I don't think it's going to be too crazy having the sub come in, but do you think that that will play? Have you said you've heard of Zombie, right?
I've heard of him briefly. I mean, I didn't focus so much on all the players in the ACA seasons prior to like season 49. But I'm still relatively aware of some of these bigger names, obviously Zombie being one of them, Flow as well. A couple of these guys on Team Aether are definitely known in the North America region.
Oh yes, they are. We've got an interesting lineup of maps here as well. We got Anubis, Nuke, and Mirage, which Anubis is Padding Egos map pick. I will say, if Padding Egos can get something going here early in this game, you never know what could happen in this best of three. We could get 3 maps since Padding Egos is getting to start out on their map pick, but always a power move for the higher seed team to pick the B team, so they pick their map pick as second.
Right.
I always think that's wise.
In my very lackluster experience, I feel like that if you start on your map pick first, obviously you would have a little more confidence if you won your map pick. But if you lost your map pick, it would totally break your cycle. Now you're going into a little more uncharted territory. So in my experience, it really is a hit or miss depending on how confident you are in your map pool. And I feel that if you're Team Aether, it could go kind of either way, where you probably are feeling a lot more confident in your total maps versus Padding Egos, which also has gone under roster changes between the off season. So they're still having a little bit more of a fresh roster going into this season for off season. And obviously it's been working out well for them going into a 2-1 promotion match. And hopefully we see one of these two teams really outperform the other one. But at the same time, I would love to see, personally, a very close matchup. Obviously, one of the games last night brought it to double overtime in map 1. So I'm hoping to see a lot more of that. That would be really interesting.
I would also love to see... We're shouting at you from across the room here trying to fix the lighting. Well, it's also difficult because the light is behind me shining in, so it really lets you know just how pale I am. But we'll fix it a little bit here. Either way, we got a fake knife round going on over here, so we'll be getting into the action here in just a moment. But yeah, I think this could go 3 maps. I also see a world where Team Aether crush this in 2. I think playing with a sub for a team like Team Aether gives them the opportunity to kind of take the take a little bit of the stress off of like being the higher seed coming into a series like this, so they can kind of just play around each other, play a lot more intuitive Counter-Strike and a lot more field-based Counter-Strike. But that being said, your boy Storm, my boy Storm, let's get into the action, shall we? We got Counter-Strike.
I'm very excited. Yeah. This should be, honestly, a really good start overall. Obviously, Team Aether starting on the T side. Most teams will actually argue whether or not the T side is actually the stronger side to start on in, like, ESEA. I've seen plenty of teams actually start on the CT side, and they will somehow crush it towards the first half, and then obviously being able to win out a lot more on the T side. I'm very excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, I am too. We actually saw in the major as well that the CT side kind of reigned supreme on this map. So the meta definitely changing, but now a fast A take here for Team Aether. They are going to walk right into Crowbar and Swag Machine. Good setup here for padding egos, and it's down to just Micro here in the 1v2.
Yeah, I mean, this was actually aimed up to be a really good round for padding egos, but Swag's down to 18 HP. Beast Mode also at 100, but it only takes a single headshot and a body shot from Micro just to take it out of the round. But he doesn't have armor himself, so he has to deal with the hit punch. Oh, and Beast Mode, he's right around the corner. Both of them set up right close to this camera, so Micro's going to go for that bomb plant, get that money down. And they're inching their way up. Cams, there's the lineup, and Swag Machine will finish off the last kill. Give padding egos the pistol round.
Not bad. Hey, quick question for chat out there. How's the sound levels for everybody? Does everything sound nice and even across the board for you guys? Am I quiet? Am I loud? Is Storm quiet? Is he loud?
If you get away from your mic, you're definitely quiet.
Yeah, my mic does that when I lean away from it. I've got to get a headset mic at some point so that I can jump around with it. But either way, that's a great opening for padding egos. Really nice setup there on A. The response to Team Aether being able to hold on for that. But the plant going down, and they will be buying into this one. So padding egos, they're going to have to be ready for these MAC 10s.
Yeah, and a very close setup. Nobody really peeking into that B main fast. Right on the other side, Willis goes down. Arya's only good for the one. Swag Machine held the line with with the M4. But the site will fall to the T's. Still a 2-on-3. No kit in the hands of either of these two players. It's going to be a little bit more challenging to get through, especially with all those smokes down. And if they find any more utility on the ground, it could be a really different situation. But so far with the utility banking for padding egos, it makes this retake a lot more doable, but still they need to go fast. 10 seconds will be the entire defuse right on the other side. Zombie tries to go forward, wrong timing. Oh, and it's a double from both these MP9s. Now they have to try to stick this bomb. The bomb is ticking late. Micro finds one through the smoke, trying to get back on the bomb. Crowbar gets off, trying to find the kill, but it's Micro to finish it off in that 1v2. Just to keep Team Aether in the game.
What a dirty move. That was sick. Oh my god, 2 kills through the smoke. That's just a tip-tap for Micro. Letting him know what's what and who's who. I love that for him. That's a quick vibe check there for padding egos now, and they've got to decide whether or not they want to buy. Looks like it's going to be the full save. So stack up towards mid, stack up maybe towards A again, try to get some of that magic from pistol round going again. But right now, I feel like Aether may have just ripped the wind from padding ego's sails here. There's nothing worse than winning that pistol round and getting decimated in the second round without a fighting chance.
Yeah,
well, they
obviously
had a fighting chance.
Yeah.
You know
not the best situation to really be in for padding egos, because yeah, the money's not well in their favor. They don't have the loss bonus that they would really consider to be optimal. So Team Aether, they could just try to build up off this, keep the guns alive as long as possible, and that way you could start staggering these rounds.
Waiting to
The
see
mid
this.
boost.
Yeah, I want to see if they get anything with this. They've got a little bit of help. Yeah, they do. Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh no, and Zombie's now
Oh.
dinked down to 19
Oh,
HP.
no.
He cannot get the kill. Swoofy gets the kill with the AK. Now it's a 3-on-3. Now there's 2 guns in the hands of Padding Egos, and this round could actually turn on its head. A smoke to cover them off just for a little bit longer. But Tender's already down to low HP. A deep nade, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Instead, they're going to blow open the smoke. They want in.
This gets scary. Okay. Huge hold there. Still an incredible round there for Swag Machine. I did not mean to cut you off. My apologies there.
No, you didn't.
My boy Storm. Is it alright if I call you my lad Storm? My lord Storm.
I mean, sure. I mean, I just go by Storm, but
that works too.
Man.
I did just put your name as Storm under the opening there. So.
Come on.
Well,
oh man.
Either way, that got scary there for a moment. Team Aether, they gotta be careful when they're pushing with these AKs against the pistols.
Yeah, and obviously 3 deaths in the round, not the round win that you really wanted. Like I said, you want to try to build that economy by keeping the guns alive in these rounds, but I think they really underestimated the hold in mid, just having 2 players close to the doors. Nobody cleared it in time, which just caused way too many issues for them.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't have been able to get one there on the door angle, but we're back to a big buy for Padding Egos. They've got that AK save from last round, gives them a little more utility into this buy. So we know that first buy round for the CTs is always a little rough. So you have to pick utility or rifles, but big flash.
The
They're ready
timing.
for that one. I think Crowbar's
Crowbar.
not long for this world.
Yeah, he decided to leave at the wrong time, just not holding that door for just a second sooner, and it cost him his life. Good one-on-one trade between Swaffy and Flo. Ooh, the spam through the smoke. Okay, so that's an equalizer, plus the damage is in their favor. But with Swag Machine going down there, it becomes a little bit more tricky. Flo still has a lot of utility left, 22 HP.
I don't know that this retake is doable. I feel like the save call should be coming through, especially with this smoke up. But Beast Mode looks like he's feeling a little froggy. Maybe he gets one of this low HP Flow to open things up. They do have this
Willis?
kit, but no.
Yeah, I was about to say, Willis does have a kit to work with if they can manage to get in, but with Beast Mode dying a little too early there, it's just not optimal. And Willis wanted to go for that exit frag. That was just pure greed.
Yeah, that was. Willis definitely could have gotten punished and lost this M4 as well, so I'm glad he was able to get out of there. But yeah, Team Aether, they get mopped up there in the pistol round, but a great response here to start building momentum. We'll have another pistol armor light buy here for Padding Egos, but I think it'll be the next round that really dictates how the flow of this half is going to go, and maybe even this series, because Team Aether, obviously, skill gap isn't the right word, but these guys are
they're slated to be the favorites. Is what
yeah,
you're
they're slated to be the favorites is a nicer way of saying that, but more so just Team Aether's like an ECL team. These are all ECL players. Padding Egos, they're not at that level yet, so this very well could be a blowout potentially, but Padding Egos, like I said, they've been playing some really mean Counter-Strike this season, so not going to happen there.
I've seen upsets. I've seen plenty of upsets, both in main and advanced over the last few seasons. I'd say anything goes. In
yeah, did you
terms
watch
of
the
these types
Austin
of-
Major?
Oh!
Exactly.
Yeah,
Look at that opening from Crowbar.
Beautiful one dig onto Zombie on the shoulder peak. Now it becomes a little bit trickier. So the gun won't be recovered in time by any of the CTs, but now they just have to hold the line. That's a beautiful swing. Comes to a double kill. And so now the guns are in their favor. Micro does take out Crowbar on the long range angle. This could get a little bit tricky. Swag Machine's already close on that angle. Beast Mode swings out, finds the frag, flows alone. In the 1 versus 3. Has the bomb recovered and plenty of time to go anywhere. That utility just beckons him, but Swag Machine close on the angle. A triple kill from him in the round to give Padding Egos back on the board. And like I said, pistols and MP9s go a long way.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I mean, that's what I was gonna say as well, right? As the action started happening, is you can these pistols are capable. These pistols are capable of anything. Like we've seen upsets after upset, and I think that a lot of that contributes to the fact that the MP9 and these pistols are so strong right now, and they are not to be taken for granted.
Now, obviously, Aether getting reset a bit more. 3 rifles and a couple Tech 9s in their hands. And you weren't expecting to lose that type of round in the way that you did, especially with all the dry peaks coming out from Patton Egos.
There's a classic case of the caster's curse, but now maybe Flo's got something standing in the molly. That's a great opening here. It looks like they are going to stand tall for a moment, but eventually going down. It's a 3v2. Patting Egos, they now have a decision to make of whether or not to go for this, because once again, their money just not in a fantastic place, and it looks like they will just bounce on out of there. So, not a bad response from Team Aether. We see them do that twice now in this game. Oh, what a shot!
What? Okay. Well, now this is actually a changed scenario because, yeah, I was about to agree. This would typically be a save angle despite having the kits because that op is just so hard to get back into the site. But with that kill, they have a smoke to go on top of the bomb, and they're going to try to stick it, but Aria spots it out early. So Team Aether still get the round, but whoa, that could have been dangerous.
That could have been dangerous. I really like the response as well from Patting Egos to they get that kill and like, oh no, turn back around where the retake is on. Like they wasted no time there. They had called the save, right? And then he's like, well, I'll take one shot through smoke, gets the kills. Like, well, let's give this a try and see what happens. So I love the gusto, the chutzpah, as you if you will, to get in there and give that retake a try. But
so a little bit of a tech pause from
classic
Patting Egos here. Not exactly sure what this pause is for.
I've learned not to open.
Delay.
Yeah, I've learned not to open up the all chat on stream just because you never know what players could be talking about in there. But
and this is why I have my own POV, so I could just like lightly scroll through chat. But it seems like Patting Egos are now ready for this one, so I'm not exactly sure what that one was about. But look at this scoreboard difference. Swag Machine on 10-3. The rest of his team doesn't even have 5 kills yet.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, he's doing everything he needs to make something happen in this one, but I think Team Aether, well, they might not know that they're saving right now. They might think Patting Egos are buying up. They're going to have to probe for information. There's a default coming through that makes me think maybe they believe that they have guns. But look at this. This is a huge read from Team Aether. Moving up. Oh, Swag Machine. The top frag, like you said, brought down early on. This is going to get tough for Patting Egos.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a weird scenario for the CTs because they're kind of in a force buy and a little bit of an awkward one at that. And obviously now those MP9s are going to cause a little bit more damage. So 2 frags in the round. Swoopy going wide. Can't find the frag. So this reasonably should be a round for Team Aether. Willis has a full set of utility in an AK playing for that B main rotate. Try to cut off any exits, but with them already taking space towards CT spawn, I think they already have a way out.
Yeah. I think they're just fine here. Having a big thirsty drink of water. This Arizona heat's no joke.
Hey, I've been under an excessive heat warning for like the last week or so, despite me being in Austin for a good portion. Oh no, there goes the gun after the bomb blows up too. So all the money goes in favor for Team Aether.
You hate to see it if you're Patting Egos, but it was a save round. They're still going to be able to buy here. We actually see the first appearance of the op for Patting Egos here now. Willis is going to bust that out.
And rightfully so, obviously getting the getting obviously the save money as well as the loss bonus in your hands, as well as just a few kills picked off here and there. You know, this is the best time for your team to have a full buy, but you really need to make something off of this one because everything's just a bit more expensive on the CT side. And with the start that Team Aether have, they have the opportunity to run away with this.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Padding Ego's really tucking in. They're just playing a retake on A. I kind of like this setup from them, but it looks like they might be falling victim to this fake. Though with 3 players here and no follow-up from this light utility, they might immediately call that this is a fake towards A. There should be a shift, but still hovering around. Finally, Swofie's going to get that information, but maybe too little too late here as the bomb is going to go down. No kills coming through still. And Storm, we got ourselves a 5v5 retake here.
Very awkward situation. Finally, Beast Mode picks off the rotate, so now it's able to get back into this one. And damage just kind of evenly spread on the CT side, but that's a good nade. That landed on 2 of them. Zarya repositions, and most of the frags are going in the favor for Team Aether. The spray from Arya's good. The back and forth trades in a main just beckons Team Aether to continue to win out the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, Team Aether, they're just pummeling their way in here. Padding Egos, I mean, it was a decent fake there on the B side, and when you're down like this against a team that you know you're the underdog in the matchup, you're gonna be, you may fall for some of these fakes a little easier, but I feel like Padding Egos should have had that information pretty early based on that utility. So hopefully they can have a different response here. I do like this push from Swag Machine, although lost in the smoke. There is help from Crowbar eventually there. And despite a beautiful opening, Storm, Padding Egos are still down numbers and very low HP.
Yeah, this was a lot of back and forth trades going in towards Canal there. Obviously, Tender finding himself the double kill, and Swag Machine just not able to find his way out of the smoke in A main. You know, he would have been able to get at least one more trade frag somewhere, but it just didn't turn out all that well. And so now with Crowbar, just the FAMAS in hands. This was kind of more of like a desperate force buy into this round. Obviously, your last gun round didn't go to plan. You're trying to cause as much damage as you can, maybe try to pick up a gun here and there. But the more lives that you throw away into these consecutive rounds, the worse it gets for your economy because you just need more. And Micro is going to not let him get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, sticking around there maybe a little longer than he should have as well. But I think the one silver lining here the Padding Egos have going for them is the economy for Team Aether is not that wildly out of control. If they win around here, which is going to be difficult because it's another pistol arm round for Padding Egos. But if they win around here, they really could get some kind of momentum going and make this a 7-5 half. But that could just be wishful thinking too.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the money for a few of these players. Oh, hold on. Actually, I kind of want to see this one because now it's getting dicey. 2 kills for the price of 1. This Team Aether is going to go back for that bomb. Padding Egos, they're just going to take their time trying to get out of B main. Their whole team being here actually makes this a little bit troublesome because they don't know the control in mid. They don't know where the other players are in canals or anything. But Team Aether being this close together in the middle of a site means they have less control. And so Padding Egos, they'll be able to get their way back in. But what I was trying to say is Team Aether, they still have 3 of their players with a decent amount of cash. This still looks like 2 buys into this one. So if Padding Egos still win, they still have one more hurdle to cross. Ooh, but this is going to become tricky. That bomb is already ticking past the halfway point, and his Tender goes up close. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. Swag Machine's faster, and now they're going to try to stick this 10-second defuse. They cannot get off in time. All the teammates fall as it's Arias all the way. Quad kill in the round from him.
Those headshots were sexy. Just knocking them down. 1, 2, and 3. Woo! Mercy. I've got the vapors after watching that one. That is wild. That was really clean, really well played. I know that was an eco round, but padding egos, they get that kill on Arias, and that's lights out for Team Aether in that round. And padding egos can potentially build that momentum, like I was talking about earlier. But instead, just absolutely clinical counter strike there from him.
And believe it or not, that being an eco round down to like 1.5k, they still had a lot of damage dealt with the MP9s early. It gave them 2 more AK, so they had even more gunpowder to work with in that retake. And despite their best efforts, Arias was still able to shut it down from heaven. So just probably a really superior position with that post plant. Oh, but this round's actually going to go in their way. Last kill not found onto Arias, so bomb recovered. These padding egos are going to try to shut down this map as much as possible. If Arias makes a wrong step or figures the situation out on the beast mode, this round can get electric.
Padding egos is really spread out from each other. They are giving Arias the 1v1s that he desperately wants and craves, because look at this guy hitting his shots. Minimal damage taken there. He's still got time on the clock. There is beast mode very close by. He's going to hear Arias. Oh, this timing coming out of the smoke. That's his second shot. The timing. Oh, he's got the up. Charging forward. Reload is good. Oh, Arias has time as well. And Willis is scared. He's going to back up. Arias is going to go hunting.
So. 2 missed op shots trying to get that shot onto Arias while he takes down your last teammate. Now you're having to play op possibly close quarters, and Arias is still trying to figure this one out. Now he doesn't know if the op has left temple or not, and he's going to be second guessing that the entire way. Will Willis get the right timing? No! It's Arias to pick up all the frags, a 1 versus 4 clutch to bring Aether to 9.
Well, if your ego wasn't decimated by at this point by how Team Aether keeps taking round after round from you, it certainly is now for padding egos. That is a tough one to lose. That was essentially an unlosable round. You pointed it out. The op just Will should not have missed all those shots on Arias. He should have hit him one of those times there in B main, but instead gives up the entire round. And now an aggressive Swofie is going to get taken down. And yeah, Team Aether look like they're just putting the screws to them now.
And beautiful flash right at the right time when Swolfie was going to peak. Crowbar 1 for 1, still probably not good enough. There's 2 MP9s in the hands of padding egos. It might have to take an ego swing just to make something out of this. Zombie tries going for it, but now it's actually reversed. 1-man advantage to make it 2. Flo is left with an AWP trying to play around that pillar. He hits the shot on swag and a leg shot onto beast mode, and he clutches up again. That's 3 rounds in a row that Aether have completely stolen it away from padding egos.
And not just stolen it away, but stolen it away with a highlight reel like 1v3, 1v4 finish. What a monstrous performance here for Team Aether. I mean, putting on full display the reason that these guys are the heavy favorites in this matchup right now. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, and that's just really unheard of. Like, obviously, you want to be able to get back into that site, but him playing around that pillar so perfectly, taking those one-on-one encounters, and managing to hit Swag Machine right out of the air. Oh, it just lined up. The stars perfectly aligned. Now here comes the crunch through canals. The Aether is all over this one. Padding egos had no idea. They didn't hear any of the footsteps. And Aether don't lose a single player on the pistol. 20 seconds that round.
That's not looking good for padding egos here.
Just misjudged the situation.
Yeah, I mean, these you can see these rounds just instill confidence in Team Aether. These clutches have just gotten them fired up, and they're now playing just zero respect Counter-Strike. Really fun to watch sometimes, but man, Padding Egos in a tight spot here. They've got to go for the force buy despite not getting the plant last round. Just upgraded pistols and armor here, so maybe some tricky shots at point and case there from Beast Mode. But they're going to need to get 4 more of those here. I imagine Team Aether tuck in a little bit in response, though. Look at this aggression from Micro.
I mean, the gun's not going to be recovered from Padding Egos, so they have to still play it a little bit carefully just to get that man advantage back. But Micro is going to try to be the playmaker here, trying to get all the frags. Ooh, almost got picked off by Swag Machine. But here comes the wraparound from Zombie, trying to be able to hold the line, try to get that mid control back into hand. And it almost was a deke shot, but it wasn't in the end. Now it's down. Last 3 players. The bomb is nowhere near the rest of their team. And Swoofy, oh, he has the information. He may have an amazing flank, but Zombie turns around and is ready for it. Bomb out of control with 35 seconds on the clock for them to try to get their way back. And their information's already given away. It's up to Flo, but he doesn't hit it. Beast Mode continues to find those 1 deeks. Hopefully in the most critical moments, but the time is ticking. They still have a recovery mission. Almost a lineup from Zombie. The spray transfer is good. Team Aether, 10 chances to close out map 1.
A little quiet here from the stand-in here tonight for Team Aether. Not that it mattered too much. They've been dominating, but that's the kind of round that's going to get you fired up as well when you've been struggling. Even if it's an eco round, you saved the round there. Those headshots were coming through. You realize that they're going to be trying their best with a force buy on an 11-2 score line. So eco or not, those kills are going to feel really good. And this is going to be scary for Padding Egos going into Nuke on their opponent's map pick, because Nuke is not a kind map to the underdog when it's the underdog of a series going into the favored team's map pick on Nuke.
Yeah, obviously losing your map pick hurts in the long run. And this is actually what I said earlier, right at the start of the series. You lose your map pick in the first wave. Now your ego's down. Now your hopes and dreams can start to be dashed. And that's exactly what it's looking like. Obviously, it's just way too difficult. Swolfie has to try to find anything he can. 9 HP to his name, a minute on the clock, and there he goes. It's Micro to finish it off. Team Aether win out map 1 at 13-2.
All right, well, let's go back to our cameras here. Let's see how washed out I am. But
that's heartbreaking.
Insane. That's heartbreaking for Padding Egos, absolutely. I think Team Aether are going to feel really good about that one. I'm sure they feel like they shouldn't have even lost a series at this point. Like I'm sure this team feels like they should have been one of the 3-0 teams for going into playoffs. They're even this is a team that could potentially win this entire tournament. So I'm not surprised to see this scoreline, but I know that these kinds of results are definitely going to be very welcome for Team Aether.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, they really want to be able to shut this one out. They really want to show that they qualified in a convincing manner. And this is a great start into this series to try to make that qualifying just more prominent. And one thing I'd like to mention the most, obviously, you said that Zombie not able to get the early impact. Obviously, at one point, he was 0-6. He finally got back up to a positive score line, especially towards that CT side. But there were so many insane rounds from Arias, Flo, and Micro. They just had so many perfect shots, so many perfect multi-kills just to secure some tough rounds, especially on their T side. And honestly, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see that individual performance just shoot up for some of these players. And if all of your team is doing this, then it's even better.
I can agree with that. Well, let's take a quick break here before we get into map 2. I don't love Padding Ego's chances here on Nuke. Like I said, if Anubis was that way, granted, Team Aether got to pick what side they wanted to start on, but we just saw individual performances outshining the other side there from Team Aether, and it was everyone, right? It wasn't just one player. It was everyone on Team Aether hitting shots and doing something and contributing to those big plays in that difference in these two teams. But that being said, they'll still have an opportunity. They will get to start out on CT side. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve. But for now, we will be right back here. When we come back, we will be hopping right into that pistol round of map number 2. Stay tuned. All right. Dance party's over, y'all. Putting the music on pause. We're back for map 2 now. Storm, how we feeling about it?
I'm definitely a little skeptical going in for this one. Patting Ego starting on the CT side for this map pick. This one is going to be definitely very tricky for Patting Egos. I feel like they really need to make it work going into this second map. There's a lot to really say about Nuke, obviously being a very layered map. But one of the biggest problems that I always see is if teams don't know how to deal with rotates or with really holding that outside pressure, it can just spiral out of control for that team. And I feel that Aether picking this map, they know exactly what to do in this scenario. So, but the frags are going in Patting Ego's way right off the start of pistol round, so hopefully we get to see a little more of this success. But Micro's tapping away into ramp, Swolfie goes down, and that's not a frag that you want to lose in this position. If Willis also goes down, then you've lost so much of your map control. Losing lobby is a very dangerous spot to be in. And I think he knows this, so he's going to back off that position right before Micro peaks. Oh, but ready on the angle. There he goes. Head gone. Beast mode. Still has that molly to use into sight. That swag machine rotates back up ramp. Ooh, might be met on the other side of Micro. This situation is being read in the weirdest way possible. A site being taken by that bomb.
What a flash.
Yeah, beautiful flash. Micro's not going to take any of these fights. The swag machine and beast mode left a little bit confused.
They don't even know where it is. That flash went down with the bomb being planted, so they didn't even know which side it was at there for a moment.
Yeah, so a little bit more confusion. But now this heaven position just becomes very dicey as they try to work their way out. Beast mode still has to find a headshot or two just to get in, but there goes swag machine in the process. Beast mode cannot get anything done. And the pistol round goes in favor for Team Aether.
Big opening there for Team Aether. That was a can of soda, not anything too exciting over here, but
still massive respect. I just, you know, you hear that soda, it's like, all right, time to keep myself awake. It's late at night, let's keep it going.
Yeah. That's just kind of insane though. I think this is going to be more of the same from Team Aether. It feels like Patting Egos continue to get some kind of opening in these rounds, but they don't really know how to convert that into a round win. And I say that again, the trades are coming through. Beast Mode has it down to a 1v2. He gets one more on Flow here. Things could get really spicy. He knows that one is behind him, gets that shot on Micro, but the connection there, able to finish the job. Team Aether, I mean, they're winning these rounds by the skin of their teeth most of the time, but good lord, it's
yeah, and I was actually about to say, I fully agree with what you just said, by the skin of their teeth. Like, running into that pistol stack in towards ramp, like, you had a really close quarter encounter as well as a lineup for most of Patting Egos, but they just nailed so many headshots onto your players. And you almost lost Micro in the process as well. And if that MAC-10 went down, you have so much less coverage in the hands of Flow. But
yeah,
eventually that round went into their favor, and they still have a little bit more that they need to work through.
Well, they're certainly patting their own egos with rounds like that, just shoving right into the pistol stack. But now the buy round here for Patting Egos. And again, they find this opening here, Storm. Oh, the timing! Ooh. Micro gets across into credit card. But they know where he is.
Down to 4.
Yeah, that's rough.
Oh, no. Will he be ready for this re-swing? No. Crowbar gets the right timing. He's going for more. He's trying to find blood, but doesn't get the right timing onto Flow. 4-on-3 in the situation. Beast mode goes down in the middle of a site. Now they've lost so much more control and missed shot. Oh no, and Swag Machine's also down for the count. Willis is trying to find anything more outside, trying to go wide. And Swoofy is not in a position to find a free frag before that bomb goes down. Now they have the 2 versus 3 in the post plant. And without the kit, it just becomes extra difficult. And Willis doesn't look willing to go for this. But Swoofy goes down.
A little miscommunication there, it feels like.
definitely. And obviously, you want to be able to save more of these guns. And if Willis is already backing off, Swaffy has no reason to go anywhere close to Hut. But the third round in the hands for Aether. Obviously, a much better start going into the first half. But Padding Egos needing to recover this a little bit more. Hopefully that AK can get some more damage done in the next round. Tender almost goes down. He went from 100 to 7.
A little wild there, his movement to jump down onto that box. But, yeah, Padding Egos, I mean, they're on a save round again here. So it's not going to be a full buy around the AK. They've got the loss bonus, so at the very least, they've got the MP9s, and we saw those MP9s do work for them. One of those 2 rounds that they won on Anubis, but Team Aether feel like they're charging forward right now without a second thought in the world about, well, anything right now other than just killing and dominating.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you might be onto something. Here comes the lobby crunch. Maybe this was the call that they were trying to make here, as Willis is trying to find anything outside, and so far, the man advantage is going to go in the favor for Aether, and I have a feeling the Crowbar is not long for this world, trying to get a little bit more space with that MP9.
Willis spotted one there with the AK.
Again, hopefully he can get the damage that's needed, but obviously not taking any more fights outside. Oh, that MP9 did more damage than was expected to. Micro not able to find that insta headshot. The swag machine takes a little bit more control towards the lobby. I have a feeling that if they were to encounter him, they would still try to clear him out because of that lobby crunch earlier.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like great positioning just based on those plays for exactly the reason that you said. But, I mean, they still have guns that could do something here. I mean, 2 2Ks in a round doesn't seem totally unreasonable. The trick here is finding the right timing on these guys, because Team Aether are just creeping and crawling through these areas.
Oh, he's not spotted. Willis didn't get spotted. 22 seconds left on the clock. They still have to go through Heaven. Flo, if he looks up, he might have the opportunity, but Micro is knife out towards Heaven. He's not ready for the angle. The bomb goes down temporarily. Flo still has to recover that, and the shots come through, but Swag, he goes down after 1. And so Aether, they still get the round in their hands, but that was almost a dangerous situation. They almost had this site.
That was a dangerous situation. I don't think that Willis up there in Heaven was anticipating a second person to be come through the ladder there. I think they thought somebody had, like, if they're going to double up, they must be coming together. But such a close round. I mean, again, just these really close rounds. It's got to be crushing for Padding Ego's mental right now to just be so close in these rounds. We see Swag Machine just get taken out early on. It's the full buy for them now, but now playing a 4v5. Not the ideal situation here for Padding Ego, Storm.
Yeah, losing your man advantage in the first 15 seconds of the round is just way too difficult to bear. And obviously, you need to find some sort of frag for free. And that might be the equalizer that is necessary, but nobody's taking this fight. Everyone's been playing around these smokes. And Arias is already lurking through credit. He might have the opportunity. Down goes Willis. Crowbar trying to find the no-scope. Cannot. As Arias finds himself a double kill.
Arias is so nuts. Oh, man. He's playing just cracked tonight.
He's playing amazing Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's incredibly fun to watch.
Back turned beast mode going down. It's all just down to Swaffy. The money not in his team's favor. He's still going forward, trying to break something into Aether. But they don't lose a single player. Only Arias took the damage. This is becoming too difficult to bear. Obviously, the win streak now from Aether just really makes it harder to break through their economy. Yeah, just down to MP9s.
I don't know what the response is for Padding Egos. It feels like they've kind of not given up. I don't want to say that by any means.
Hit a brick wall.
But yeah, it just feels like they've hit a brick wall and they kind of don't know how to switch something up, or like I said, even when they find the openings in these rounds, they just immediately get the script flipped on them and are losing the round. So they've got to do something different. I like that they have these MP9s. They know they've got to start winning some rounds here on CT side, but it's tough right now.
Very slow round from both these two teams. Despite the MP9s, they really want to take this one as patiently as possible. Try to play those close quarter angles if you can, but Crowbar, those smokes give away a little bit too much room for the T's to just make some sort of room, but they didn't take it. Oh, and here comes the first encounter. Swag Machine gets the better of Arias. That's an important kill right off the start of this round, but they still have a lot more to go through. 45 seconds on the clock. You've lost all outside pressure. The only thing you have left is lobby. And to be able to break through that, you need to go fast. You need to find your way through. But with these angles, it's just going to become difficult. Here comes the ramp pop. Here it goes. Swaffy finds the first. Only good for the one. No extra damage to his name. And the rotation down to the B site is already happening. 3 players down the vents. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3 versus 3 essentially on this B site. And the more time they spend, here's the exposed from the single door. They're going to try to go for this plant, but 10 seconds on the clock. They've gotten off it twice. Now they're going to try to keep the pressure. Double doors is covered for now, and they try to go through. It's Zombie Micro, both to find the frags in the middle of double doors. As Aether, little time on the clock. It doesn't matter.
I mean, again, it's another super close round. There's been 4 rounds here that are 2 or less surviving for Team Aether out of these 6 that they've won. Padding Egos keeps getting close, but I mean the push there. I like the numbers push from Secret there, but you need at least one more going through single door and just having all 4 of their players on moving to B site through the vents. They have no access to the site for a retake from ramp. It just gets really difficult when you're trying to retake a site like that from only one angle. So an easy cleanup for Team Aether, and it feels like hopes are dwindling away for Padding Egos as these rounds tick on.
Yeah, and obviously, just look at Flo's money. He's got 10K to his name. Oh no, Swaffy. He doesn't get the shot onto Arias after the jiggle peek. And so again, man disadvantage. It just becomes way too difficult in some of these rounds. And most of their players just haven't really found the momentum that they need going into the CT side of Nuke. And in CS2, I believe the T side has gotten significantly easier compared to CSGO's Nuke. Just because blowing up smokes, molly spreads, and everything has just been a lot more fluent in a map like this. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dink for dink.
Well,
and he finds another one.
The economy plays a huge factor into how T-sided this game has become as well. And it's tough when Padding Egos, even on these gun rounds, they're just not getting the kills. They showed some signs of life here at the beginning of Nuke Storm, but right now, as these rounds wear on, it looks like they're falling flatter and flatter here. Now nobody's eliminated from the season, mind you. Let's keep that in mind you. Be mindful of it, if you will. Keep it in mind is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, both these two teams are 2-1, going for that promo match to make it to the playoffs. And obviously, this is still a really important match, and you don't want to just give up on a match like this, but obviously the hopes and dreams are just really getting dashed to the side, and they're just not finding the opening picks that they really need. And look at this. They had the advantage right off the start. Hold on. Wait a second.
Hold on.
They had the advantage. Getting the jump on Aether right at the start of that one, but they just couldn't find the opening frags. Their timings just were not there. But somehow Swag Machine and Swaffy managed to bring this to a closer lineup, 2 versus 2. But no kit in the hands of the CTs, and obviously no head armor.
Yeah.
Footsteps for information onto Zombie. So he throws that molly early, trying to hold the line. Once that molly goes, he's got to be very careful of that position. And so he's not going to play for that contact tender on the headshot angle. He spots the first one, not going right back out. The nade actually lands on Swag Machine down to 17 HP. They almost line up as Zombie picks up the frag. Tender has to back off of Heaven. Swag alone cannot find the shot. It's Aether again to continue their reign over Padding Egos.
Well, and something I just noticed as well, 3 players on Padding Egos in 8 rounds have not broken through 2 kills. Crowbar only has 3. The most kills on anybody is Swag Machine with 7. So, meanwhile, Team Aether, I imagine in the comms, it's light, it's fun, it's vibrant, it's happy, everybody's giggling, having a good time. And Padding Egos is probably a little dead silent right now. Any of these times would be great to get a timeout called for them as well. I'm surprised they haven't used any of their timeouts to kind of reset themselves at all, but
Yeah, and actually, to bank on that point, that's something I said in my stream yesterday. These teams don't really utilize timeouts nearly as often as they should. Main and advanced teams also just really don't utilize all their timeouts when they need to, just to get that reset, just to figure out your plan, get comms in a more stable condition. And you see these pro teams that will utilize all their timeouts, even early on into a match, just so that they're on the same page, just so that they keep a cool head, because tensions get high. And especially at a higher level, you need to be at the right mindset in order to hit those fast reaction time shots or those flick shots.
yeah, I agree. It's highly necessary to get those, and highly necessary to get a kill like that. Willis is going to find his 3rd of the match now. And dancing around, Swag Machine around the smokes actually hears all this noise. So with numbers, Padding Egos have a real chance at this round maybe. Moving over, Tender, they are going to burn alive in this molly. But Trade's coming through down to just Swag Machine, or Tender, excuse me. Tender, 20 seconds left, knows where Swag Machine is. Looking for him. He's going to get past. He's going to get the molly down. He's going to get the bomb down as well. He's got the time just enough. And Padding Egos, they've still got the opportunity here, Storm, but yeah. Tender does too.
This is a really hard spot because obviously having to run through those vents, Tender barely just managing to hold the line with that Molotov as well. But now he doesn't realize that everyone's already out and they're going towards Heaven. Swoofy doesn't have a kit here, so he has to bank on Swag Machine staying alive or just play for the trade frag quickly. Stay on top of each other. Now the bomb gets defused. 5 seconds on the clock. Tender missed the first shot. Tries going for some more. Swag Machine gets off. Does he have the time to get this defuse? It's going to be close. And he gets it. 0.1 on the clock.
Woo! All right. They got one. And that's as close, another close round. As close as it gets over and over and over and over again here. And finally, maybe the dam breaks here and Padding Egos get some momentum going in their favor.
Hopefully. I mean, obviously, still having 4 deaths in that round. They lose a little bit more loss bonus if they lose this consecutive round. Swag Machine, obviously, the 4K or the 4K money is just exactly what you need in this type of situation. Oh, and this is a kind of weird pace change. I think they were trying to fake an A rush, but here comes Zombie right outside. Ooh, shots were a little bit unclean, but it's gonna work. Swag Machine trying to hold the line. Good for the damage, as well as the single kill. And they still haven't got him off this angle. He goes out wide. Good for the 1-to-1. And Swaffy's gonna play a little bit of a tight angle with an MP9 up on the rafters. 2 versus 2. Tender being low HP makes it really difficult to be able to get into a site and hold it. No kits in the hands of Padding Egos as well. They have to try to find the way through this, try to find an isolated one-on-one. Full minute left on the clock as they inch their way down towards the B site. Team Aether have the right read for this round. They just need to be able to execute this one properly. Finally, the Molotovs start raining through as they run back down. The information should be there, but nobody on Padding Egos moving too early, despite the mollies. Finally, they start getting down towards ramp as Tender gets that bomb planted in time. In the open Astralis position. Flo goes into control here with that AWP, trying to hold on to that tight angle, and he has a way out down those stairs. He can hold this line properly, but he gets off it temporarily. That smoke covers their line of sight, trying to go in for some more. Flo does hit the shot onto Swaffy, cannot find the trade frag. Willis out in the open, tries going for some more, meets the hands of the AK on the other side, tries to dodge the flash. The time is just not there. It's way past gone, and it's gonna be Flo to shut out the last frag. And again, Padding Egos, their economy down in the dumps.
Yeah, Swag Machine's going to have some money here. They're in that force buy territory where they've got to get something going. But Team Aether, I mean, I know these rounds have been close, but the game just is not even close. And they're finally the timeout coming through. Padding Egos, they want to talk about how they want to buy into this round. I think this is wise. Like we talked about earlier, get your comms straight. Just get them straight. You can beat a team like this. You guys know how to play Counter-Strike. Just don't get in your own heads. We want to see a third map.
Yeah, I definitely want to see a third map. This would be very interesting if it goes the long distance. But take a breather, get a drink of soda or whatever you drink, maybe a Monster Energy drink. Take that time to reset and just cool your heads, cool your jets, you know. There's a lot on the line here, but it's not the end of the road. So no need to get overly worked up.
Nope, no need to get worked up, but you do have an op. So maybe this does something for Padding Egos as they stack up on ramp.
Yeah, and this is actually one of those maps that an op works out pretty decently wherever you are on the map, because there's so many more close encounters. You know, there's less space that you have to really be worried about. You don't have to overflick all the time. Oh, that's a bomb. Despite getting the ace site, Swampy actually has the bomb in hand, gets a follow-up kill. The op recovered, not able to find that no-scope, but it's Willis to get one trade. Vent dead. Willis finds the second op shot as Padding Egos. Hopefully they can get one more on the board.
They did it. They got a second. They
did it.
They tied the scoreline with their map pick. Pretty wild. That was a good round too. Huge play there from Swofy to get up behind them, find the timing of the bomb. A little bit of a blunder from Team Aether to leave that bomb behind. But hey, Padding Egos, they call the timeout and they get a round out of it, right? So that's validating for us casters.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to see a little bit more of that. Here comes the P90 rush in towards ramp. Met on the other side by Crowbar with an AK. They're trying to hold the line. Swaffy's going to get pushed in towards hell. The P90s are going to go crazy on this position. Swaffy tries to do anything. He falls down at the wrong time. He gets hunted. Swag Machine. Oh no, he quick switched at the wrong time as well. So Tender gets him for free. Willis finally with the first trade has to do a little bit more towards the 8th site. He's all alone on this island, while the rest of his team has to try to take all this space back. But Micro's already going to be here on the flank, the smoke barely covering Willis in this position, and he's going to go down. Wants to keep his life alive.
Oh, Micro got that information. He heard that. He knows there's one still on A. Not sure what they know about what's happening down here on B. They do have two, but Micro with the big pick towards A. 40 seconds remaining. They don't have to commit towards B. They just keep making noise. That's going to be the bomb plant here. And Zombie with another big pick. It's just Willis with this op, last alive. He is going to get one more, but now information gathered. They know where he is. He should be locked out of this site, and this should be a 10-2 half from Team Aether, and it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously those are a couple good shots from Willis, but when Crowbar goes down there, just sitting on the ladder to the P90, you know, they know immediately to rotate towards A because there's so much space given away to the hands of the T's. And again, this is a really difficult situation. It's kind of a do or die if you lose the pistol round for basically everything. But, you know, 10-2 halves, this is not what you want to see. On any side. Like, obviously, if you're Team Aether, you're feeling really good about this. You're feeling really strong, but in total, it just seems like Padding Egos just aren't really showing up, especially to their own map pick earlier.
Yeah, they'll have a very uphill battle to try to get this one back under control. Just looking for picks outside. Not going to happen. Micro will take one, though.
That's just nasty. There was no reason for that one. Manages to steal away that first pistol kill outside. Now Padding Egos are scrunched up in towards the lobby here. I think they want to try to take it towards ramp, which is probably a more educated call here, but they're very split up, just trying to hold angles on their own. I don't really know what the play is here, but Micro already on this flank. He is almost right behind them. He could find himself a kill or two from behind as the rest of his team faces outside that squeaky door. He dinks his own teammate as well through the smoke, but eventually going down. But Padding Egos made their way down towards the B site, but they have an entire flock of CTs already wrapping down. The double doors opens, good for the first frag. Beast Mode alone in the 1 versus 4, has to find it all, but it's just the jumping distraction in the middle of the B site, and Beast Mode is overwhelmed.
Yeah, I mean, kind of more of the same of what we've been seeing tonight, right? Team Aether just their team play is so great. Like, I know that a round like that has to be so frustrating for Padding Egos. You spread out, you're like, okay, they're up 10-2. Somebody is going to play aggressive on their team, and just no one does. Micro gets up there and waits at the perfect angle to just be given a freebie, deny the outside play, get the information early. Team Aether just looking really strong tonight, even with a stand-in.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't mean to downplay Padding Egos or Aether in any sense when talking about one team or the other. It's like, it's always a combination of things, but it just looks like Team Aether have all the right reads, all the right aim. They're basically just kind of out-reading the situation against Padding Egos, and, you know, it's really difficult to try to outdo, you know?
It is, but it looks like Padding Egos might be doing that here. It'll be up to Zombie, still alive in a very low HP beast mode. I think this gets difficult no matter how you split it, especially with Tender potentially finding this timing up through Secret. Oh, yes, he is. He is going to find that timing. That's the bomb, and the last player alive is the very low HP beast mode. Traded out Tender with that timing we were talking about. Team Aether on map series and promotion point to move on into the playoffs for Season 8 OSS.
Yeah, 10 more chances to close it out. You know, it only takes one mistake to lose out the entire series now. But one thing to mention, Zombie, we said in map 1 wasn't having the best glow up on individual performance, and this time around he's 14-5, almost a 3 KD. Like, he's performing very well on Nuke, and we're just seeing all-around performance between all these players again on Team Aether. They're just having a whale of a game altogether.
They are, but again, Padding Egos get it to a 3v2. So crushing Team Aether's hopes of making it
a quick series.
26-4 across the series, potentially. But I mean, Tender and Flo are still alive. These guys have been fragging tonight across the board, no matter who they are. Tender making a lot of noise here. Flo is going to hear them as well.
That bomb is planned for double doors. Oh, if he opens it, he sees it. Bomb does get planted. 1-for-1 trades. Tender's still alive. He finds the last spray. Padding Egos, despite the situation, they go down as Team Aether close out this map and series. 13-2.
Well, yeah, this is, that's that. It is 26-4 for Team Aether across these two maps tonight. Absolutely crushing for Padding Egos there. We're gonna go back to our cameras for a moment before we send our stream off into the ether.
I should have seen that coming. I didn't. That was clever.
But we got a good game. I mean, a good game for Team Aether. It's a bummer for Padding Egos. Again, still not out of that. They'll have one more chance to qualify for playoffs and another best of 3. we'll find out who they play as time goes on. But before we head out and go check out the other game that's happening here for OSS, Zomblers versus somebody I need to check.
I believe. I think it's Zomblers versus Cooking Esports.
Versus Cooking Esports. Oh, it's a heater. That's a much closer game. So before we head over there and check it out, what are your closing thoughts there, Storm?
I mean, yeah, obviously Team Aether, they, like we said earlier, slated to win this one. They had a really high advantage in terms of their individual gun power, their team cohesion, because Padding Eagles were still going through roster changes during this offseason compared to what they had for their main roster in Season 53. And obviously, Team Aether, advanced / ECL team, they have a lot of experience, so they definitely know how to play around these maps, play as a team, get everything down to its core. But yeah, so now they promo, they go to playoffs. They're in a pretty good position, but Padding Egos, they still have a little bit more to trek through. And they're on a 2-2 scoreline, so they have proven that they can win out some of these series, and they just need to do it one more time in order to really get back into this field. And hopefully they can do it. Hopefully they can get themselves in a clear headspace for this last matchup, because honestly, I do see potential with this team. I just feel like they were slipping up at every chance today.
Yeah, and you know, again, I want to go back to the fact that that's an ECL team that they were playing against. So I think that's really well said. And Storm, I appreciate you coming through and joining us. Do you have any quick plugs here before we go over and check out this 9-11 scoreline of this other series?
Not really. I mean, just follow me on Twitch. I'll try to do a little bit more streaming overall, whether it just be individual casts through seasons, or if I'm doing some variety content, because I'll be honest, variety has been a lot of fun to play lately. But I'll also be casting on different channels during the season 54 of ESCA, such as Team Skyline. So stay tuned for that on my socials.
Beautiful.
But that's about it.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for watching. Enjoy this very close game here for the other promotion match for OSS here tonight. Have a great night, folks.
Good night.
Site compromised. Naru, again, starting to get pinched. Position now noted. Takes a dink for his troubles. Good for the first. Can he control the spirit of the second? He can't. Aelor takes out Sarcasm, and Znaz takes out Naru, leaving this all on Cameron, who has an op in his hands. If he can find an M4, this round is completely doable. Look at the HP on the two of these Zomblers members.